Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Trails in the Sky Second Chapter. Wir sind ja immer noch auf der Suche nach Hinweisen zu diesen ganzen Attentatsdrohungen, die ja überall angekommen sind. Und ich glaube, wir haben nur noch 2 Bereiche, die wir untersuchen müssen. Das ist zum einen die Libel News, also die Nachrichtenagentur des Landes. Und übrigens schön, wie sich die Schatten da überlappen. Finde ich immer noch sehr schön. Und das zweite ist halt hier direkt im Schloss. Und hier sollen wir Hilda und die Königin fragen. Und ich glaube, das war's. Also ich glaube, mehr müssen wir in diesem Schloss gar nicht machen. Also wir können natürlich wie immer überall nachfragen, aber ich würde sagen, wir gehen erst einmal hier in den Bereich. Ist das Hilda? Nee, das ist Miss Estelle. And Miss Claudia, Mr. Zin too? Pardon me, it's been quite some time. It sure has. Yeah, it reminds me of when you lent me your maid uniform, Shia. Oh, Estelle as a maid? Yeah, it was to meet with the queen. Oh, and Joshua had to wear one too. Shia did her magic on his face with her makeup. She was all pumped up to do it. Oh my. Thank you very much. Joshua, who once played the role of Princess Cecilia so perfectly, also portrayed a maidservant? Oh, noble endeavors both. I am sure it must have been quite beauteous to behold. I regret all the more I could not attend to the Duke's banquet. Okay, ja, bla 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 bla, genau. I believe Mistress Hilda is in the library. As I recall, she said she had something to look up. The library, got it. Ich weiß, dadurch, dass ich ja letztes Mal schon alle Räume abgegangen bin, weiß ich natürlich exakt, wo das ist. Wir müssen einfach nach oben. Ich weiß es aber auch einfach, weil ich dieses Spiel hier schon zum 2. Mal spiele. Wir müssen einfach nach oben, hier lang, geradeaus durch. Hier sind diese ganzen Zimmer. Hier war unser Schlafzimmer in dem letzten Spiel. Und hier ist die Bücherei. So, da ist Hilda. Yo, Hilda. Princess Claudia and Mrs. Tell too. Hello, Hilda. I'm sorry if I startled you, but I just got back. Hi, Hilda. Sorry I've been out of touch. It's quite alright. I'm glad to see you well. I understand the princess has been assisting you, Estelle. I'm very glad to see the 2 of you home safe. Oh, Hilda. You're embarrassing Estelle, Hilda. Speaking of helping Estelle, though, I've returned partially to inquire about something the guild is investigating. Could we ask you a few questions, Hilda? If I can be of assistance, ask me anything. I think there may be a few too many unlockers to speak here, however. Let us borrow a guest room. Ja, so nämlich, sonst werden wir noch abgehört. Yes, I see. You're attending to the investigation of that letter we received then. I take it you want to know if I have any idea who the sender might be. That's it exactly. We're investigating all the locations that received letters to see if we can ferret out some clues. Well, firstly, thank you for your efforts. Just receiving the letter was unsettling. I'm afraid I can be of little aid in naming suspects, however. The only thing I can say with confidence is that it is not the work of anyone in this castle. Yeah, we kinda figured that one. Who was the letter here addressed to out of curiosity? No less a person than Her Majesty herself. I check all letters addressed to the Queen, so I know the contents of the letter. Believe me if I could lay my hands on the rude fool who wrote that. Oh, pardon me. I was wondering, were there any suspicious letters delivered to the castle recently? Ones critical of royal decisions, for example. Well, Hilda, please help us for my sake, if no one else's. We need as much information as we can in order to make a judgment. Very well. There have been several letters delivered with no indication as to their senders. They were not particularly critical of royal decisions per se. They were largely petitions to reduce or annul Colonel Richard's sentence. I suspect at least some are from citizens of Grandster, but the rest I cannot be sure on. People want Colonel Richard freed? No less than expected of the man who once strove to be my rival. His popularity endures even after his capture and shaming. The colonel was very skilled and competent, and everyone knows that. It isn't unusual at all to see people regret losing him. I would personally bet on those letters not being related to our little threat. Requesting something of the royal hand is one thing, trying to force it to something is a whole different thing altogether. Well, still, even knowing the letters exist helps. Oh, one more thing, Hilda. I wanted to ask about something else. Genau, jetzt die Hayworth. Harold Hayworth, a trader from Crossbill? Yes, I remember him. Say what? He's an acquaintance of yours, Hilda? Not as such. He asked for a tour of the castle interior a few days ago. I happened to be otherwise unoccupied, so I showed him about. His wife and daughter were with him as well. Really? Hey! Alas, that provides us with a little clue as to where the Haywers may have gone. Yes, my apologies. There was something that bothered me, however. What would that be? The child greatly enjoyed the tour, however, her parents felt as though they were barely even present throughout the entire thing. They seemed even-tempered and normal enough when they spoke to me, but when combined with your story, I wonder if they were under strain. Not able to pay attention after coming to see a place as a tourist sounds like something was on their minds, alright. Yes, it seems likely they were in some kind of trouble even then. This may give us a clue as to where they went. Thank you very much, Hilda. Ja, bla 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 bla, genau. Okay, also interessanterweise, ja, bla bla bla, I had intended to stay here while in Grand City, yes, but, you know, well, how about, bla 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 bla, ja, du bleibst bei uns, alles cool, ja, bla 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 bla, that's true, it sounds like she's loved in the castle, bla 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 bla, thanks, Hilda, bla. Also jetzt ist da wirklich sehr viel Geblabere noch dabei. Interessanterweise sind die Hayworths jetzt das erste Mal gesehen worden und sie wirken super distanziert. Was komisch ist, weil sie ja eigentlich voll lieb sind. Und kein Wort von ihrem Sohn. Komisch. Nehme ich da viel vorweg? Möglich. Nun ja. Dann gehen wir aber am besten nochmal zur Königin. Boah, ich würde gerne mal dieses Schloss so wirklich... Ich glaube, es gibt ein Artwork, das muss ich mal raussuchen, wo man das Schloss einmal so komplett von der Totalen sieht. Und das sieht richtig schön aus. Und so sieht es immer so ein bisschen blockig aus. Naja, ist so der Fluch und Segen dieses Stils zugleich. So bei solchen Gebäuden wirkt es dann so schon ab und zu ein bisschen komisch. Aber mei, so ist es halt. Ich habe ja schon über die diversen Vorzüge dieser stilistischen Entscheidung des Spiels so zu gestalten gesprochen. Und ich finde es immer noch schade, dass es... Wobei, jetzt gerade bin ich bei Kuro no Kiseki angekommen. Und da haben sie es, finde ich, das erste Mal geschafft, dass es richtig aus einem Guss wirkt. Bin sehr gespannt, ob sich das durchzieht. So, you finally arrived. Huh? Grandmother? Ja, ich wollte gerade springen. Nein, darüber macht man keine Witze. Es tut mir leid. Scree! Sieg? I see. Sieg was being thoughtful, wasn't he? Yes, he let me know you were coming. Welcome home, Claudia. And Estelle, you're always welcome so long as I remain queen. Your father explained everything not long after you left to train. It pains me to know you carry such a burden. Oh, thank you very much, Your Majesty. Still, I know what I gotta do, and Chloe's been a huge help. So I'm okay, don't worry. Oh, I see. Your soul has gained new steel since we met last, Estelle. Mr. Vartic and Mr. Lenheim, both of you, of course, are also welcome in my home. Let us return to my chambers. I shall have some tea prepared. Gut so. Ein guter Tee tut niemandem weh. So you've come about the letters. I wasn't aware they had been sent to the cathedral and the embassies as well. Your fears are not groundless. It is difficult to think of such lengths as a mere childish prank. Yes, Your Highness. That's why we're trying to talk to people affiliated to the case to see if we can find some clues. Grandmother, do you have any idea who might be responsible? Especially someone within libel? Huh. Claudia, what do you think? Me? As a possible heir, your thoughts should daily be on the forces moving within our nation. Would you share your opinion with me? Very well. I don't believe there's any force in the country which is truly opposed to the pact. I've heard in various places, however, that following the coup, some of our extreme right-winged citizens are feeling very concerned. Their frustrations might be at the root of these letters. Maybe. Huh, very good. My opinion is more or less the same. Sorry, but I don't quite follow. Colonel Richard was not the only man who approved of the idea of expanding and empowering our military. In the wake of the failed coup, however, the matter is effectively untouchable. I can only imagine all who share his mindset are quite dissatisfied and worried for our safety. Okay, so you think the letters are from believers in military control and expansion? Like the intelligence division guys still on the run? That would be the short of it, yes. If that is the case, then I would say I bear the responsibility for this as much as they. It was my beliefs that led them to take such action in the first place, after all. Grandmother, I don't know. I don't think they have the right to be all blah, let's threaten people and be scary because we're so losers. No, there are few things more precious than the freedom to express oneself still. Remember, even those who promote military empowerment and a war footing do so out of a love for Liebe and its people. They have as much right to express that idea as any of us have ours. And listening to all such opinions and choosing how to guide the country, this is a ruler's responsibility. Though in that case, I rather doubt they'll actually try to stop the ceremony, yes? Assuming the letter is from the expansionists, yes, that's quite possible. With Colonel Richard under arrest, they have little power with which to act. The problem lies with the idea that someone else may be responsible. If that's the case, then I fear I can offer you little advice or knowledge. Rats. Queen Alicia, if I may broach a question? Of course, Olivier, whatever you wish. Why are you so determined to act upon this non-aggression pact now? Your own country is still deeply confused and unsettled from the coup attempt. Most rulers would think this is a time to focus solely on one's own country, not the affairs of others. Olivier, you are talking to the Queen, you know? It's alright, Estelle, Olivier has a point. The plans and proposals for the pact, however, far predate the coup. Further delays would only harm the dignity of the nation. The crossbill issue is causing a great deal of friction again as well, and I hope this can help. Crossbill, that's where Ren's from, right, isn't it? Yes, it lies due northeast of here, over the Crown Mountains and directly between Arabonia and Calvat. Wird noch sehr, sehr wichtig, dieser Ort, und zwar weit über die nächste Duologie hinaus. Both the Republic and Empire claim it should be part of their governments, and some crossbellions want total independence. It's quite a mess. Crossbill is basically a fishbone stuck in two throats at once. All the issues surrounding it just get called the crossbill problem. I see. Boy, no wonder people get worked up about it then. So your aim is to pluck out the bone with this pact then? To continue the analogy, it is not a bone that can be removed in one gesture, sadly. If I can open a way to resolve the issue, however, yes. Laying the groundwork for resolving that issue will strengthen peace across the entire region, and people will remember Liebe spurred it on. I have underestimated you even more than I previously thought. Our invasion of Liebe was far more of a fool's errand than I'd even imagined. That much at least is painfully obvious to me now. What are you going on about? Oh wait, Crossbill, Ren, sorry to change the subject, Your Majesty, but jetzt fragen wir mal wieder über die Eltern. My goodness, a child abandoned at the royal villa? I must instruct Raymond to keep me better informed, it seems. I know it's a shot in the dark, but I don't suppose you have any idea where they might be, Your Majesty. No, I'm very sorry, but I do not. However, if they visited the castle, especially recently, Hilda would know of it. Have you spoken with her? Yeah, we did. Hilda only said they were behaving a little strangely. I see. Well, should you wish, I can contact Mayor McDowell and the Crossbill government. If that would help, ask whenever you need. Oh, thanks. Grandmother, thank you for all your help. We need to move on, unfortunately. But, don't be nervous. I know what you wish to say, I think. You will be staying in the castle tonight, yes? Let us speak then once you're no longer busy. Alright. Ja, und damit haben wir immer noch nichts wirklich herausgefunden. Aber ein Bild zeichnet sich langsam ab, ne? My goodness, such royalty. I would say she's the only person on the continent with that sense of balance. Yeah, sort of feels weird to say coming from a democracy, but she's the perfect ruler. I kind of envy Liebe, to be honest. Of course, she's the queen after all. Chloe, what's wrong? Oh, it's nothing. I was just struck again by how incredible a woman grandmother is. I really doubt I can ever live up to her. Oh. Princess, when did Her Majesty the Queen take the throne? She was 20, if I recall correctly. And may I ask your age? I'm 16, but what? My point. I truly doubt Her Majesty was a master politician the day she took the throne. And you are not even as old as she is when she first donned the purple. I see little point in comparing yourself to her as she is now. Wouldn't you agree? We martial artists tend to say that only those with a proper capacity can achieve this thing called unity of purpose. Even those with the greatest initiate skill, like say Walter, only reach the peak through a journey of 1,000 steps. I think Her Majesty believes you have the capacity to get there, Princess. Just take it one step at a time, don't worry. Olivier Zinn, thank you really. Good job you two. Chloe's going to be an awesome queen someday. I guess you get good with the pep talks as you get older, huh? Get older? How rude, I'm a fresh youthful 25. 5 years younger than Zinn here even. You want to call someone on being rude, Olivier? Well anyway, we've spoken to Hilda and Grandmother both. Yep, back to town I guess. Okay. Also erstmal interessant, so viel vom Crossbill jetzt schon zu hören. Ich finde das immer wieder spannend, weil das so wichtig wird, dieser ganze Konflikt. Und das jetzt hier schon so detailliert zu hören, ist ziemlich cool. Genau, und das ist wirklich cool, wie früh das hier alles eingeführt wird. Wir haben hier nur leider absolut keine Erkenntnis. Das könnte der rechte Flügel sein, der aus Liebe selbst, aber auch nicht. Man weiß es nicht so wirklich. Es ist so wirklich genau, wissen wir einfach nichts. Diese ganze Investigation führt einfach ins Nichts gerade. Evening already. Time does fly when you're having fun. The only letter victim we've yet to visit is the Libel News. Yep. Well, let's not waste any more time, huh? Let's get over there and see what's what. Nein, machen wir nicht, denn ich habe auf meiner Liste noch was stehen. Wir müssen mal wieder zu Anton und sein erbärmliches Liebesleben. Es tut mir leid, dass ich das so drastisch sage, aber er ist auch irgendwie... Er ist ein hoffnungsloser Fall, wenn man so will. Genau. Der war hier, glaube ich, ne? Hat er sich bewegt oder ist er immer noch hier? Ne, er ist immer noch hier. The evening sun dyeing the white clouds such a brilliant scarlet color. And me such a small piece in the grand scheme of things. Hey Ricky, I, who am so insignificant, what should I do? Why don't you try running after the evening sun? Not sure how much it'll accomplish, but you might find yourself feeling better just from the flow of things. Ja, genau, also ich glaube jetzt... Genau, das war's. Dann müssen wir jetzt erst einmal nachschauen, was wir in den Libel News noch erfahren können. Es ist eine sehr dialoglastige Folge, ich merke das schon. Aber ist ja auch mal schön. So ein bisschen Tempo rausnehmen, ein bisschen einfach erfahren, was alles so abgeht. Und da sind wir auch schon. So, ab zu Nile. Ich finde es immer noch geil. Das ist der Teil, wo man einfach bei der Zeitung hochrennen kann. In allen anderen Teilen muss man halt vor einer Rezeption erstmal nachfragen. So kannst du nicht einfach in die Redaktion hochlaufen. Hier kann man das. Wo ist denn Nile? Ist er überhaupt hier? Ja, da ist er. There he is. Hey Nile, hello. Who in the hell? Well, what do you know? You guys, how you doing? Good day, Nile. Pardon our intrusion. Oh, it's that Bard guy and, Your Highness, good day to see ya. You even have Zinn the Immovable of Calvert with you. You've got kind of a gang going here, Estelle. A lot of stuff's happened since we last met. How'd your coverage of the election in Rouen go? Damn well, that's how. You got the article done thanks in part to you guys. Speaking of, what brings you by today? Get a hot scoop for your old buddy Nile? Well, actually, we're the ones who'd like to know something. We heard the Libel News received a threatening letter. You guys are investigating that thing? I figured the military would have been taking care of that one. We're working on request from the military, actually. So do you know anything? Well, I just got back to the capital, so I don't know much. To be honest, I'd like to hear what you guys know if I'm anything. That's real helpful, Nile. Come on, you're a newsman. A hound for a good story. Surely you must have a clue as to who our villain is. I don't have time for this. That's a bit impolite, you two. Nile, I know this is a lot to ask, but please, if you know anything at all, share it with us, please. Oh, hey, Your Highness, you don't need to lower your head to me. For crying, fine. Okay, so, this is off the record, but we ain't the only ones who got a letter, not even close. Leyston Fortress got one, then the Cathedral, the Airship Company, the Hotel Roanbow, and then both embassies, Grant's Castle, and the Royal Villa all got one too. There were 9 letters in total. There's something wrong? Niall, we heard that from the military already. What? Damn it, it was my big scoop for the day. Doesn't look like we're going to get much out of this. Yeah, time to move on, I think. No, you wait just 1 second, Missy. You keep talking like that and Niall Burns, star reporter for the Libel News, is gonna have a name worth a pile of crap. Alright. Let me let you in on my take of this whole mess. Well, okay. You may want to be brief, Mr. Burns. Fine, listen up. Here's the short of it. My gut tells me this is some kind of huge prank. The threats aren't real. We'd thought of that too. You sound awfully sure though, mind telling us why you're so convinced? Okay, trick is, I've covered terrorist threats like this before, right? But with this, there's no reality to the threat. Threats only work and have power if they describe or at least imply something nasty that's gonna happen, see? These letters have exactly none of that. Mr. Burns does have a point. Disaster will be visited upon you does not offer much in the way of a specific terror. Exactly. I've got a hunch this isn't about stopping the signing ceremony at all. This is more about getting people worked up over a threat and then sitting back and watching the fireworks. See, that's kind of a good point. There is some sense behind it. I'm still bothered by the fact that so many letters were sent though. And each and every one was sent to a place involved with the ceremony. Yes, for a prank, whoever did this seems to know a lot about what's happening. That does seem kinda true on the surface. Think about it though. All that info would be pretty easy to find with a little digging. Hell, I knew about these places weeks ago. Anyway, I'm gonna be working this on the assumption that it's a prank. Maybe you guys should stick your guns about it being a real threat and we can compare notes later, eh? Yeah, good idea. Thanks, Niall. That actually helped a lot. Damn right it did. Just stop by if you want to swap stories. I'll be sitting around here until the pact's signed. Okay. Oh, speaking of sitting around, I don't see Dorothy anywhere. Alright, she's off working the Bösen region. I sent her to snag some photos. Wait, what, for a special of some kind? Yeah, related to the Royal Army. You remember that alt for the Sky Bandits were using as a base, right? The one you guys busted? The army decided those rats had the right idea and have claimed and repurposed it as a training facility. They're running airship pilot training out of there now. Okay, neat. So she went off to get coverage of the base then? That's the idea, yeah. I was a little worried about sending her out on her own, but gotta do it sometime. Dorothy out on her own, huh? Scary. Wait, speaking of girls on your own, genau, jetzt fragen wir jetzt wieder nach den Eltern von Trader from Crossbill. Never heard of the guy. Pretty sure he's never been in our classifieds or our wanted column either. Figures. But hey, this is part of the job, right? If you guys are totally stuck, I'll help you out. We can put him up in the class fields if you want. I even have a few people in Crossbill I could poke. Thanks, Niall. Genau, alles klar. What do you mean? Bla bla bla. Wir haben jetzt nichts, also wir haben jetzt alle Locations abgefragt. Wir haben, ja, auch wenn es Tellmeint, dass es hilfreich ist, im Grunde genommen haben wir nichts wirklich rausgefunden. Ich glaube, wir haben vor allem hier, genau, das haben wir gemacht. Check out the hotel, let's report. Ja, dann würde ich sagen, auf zurück zu Elnan in der Gilde. Da können wir auch noch gleich unseren Side-Mission reporten. Genau, so. Hey, there you are. Sorry, I know we're a bit late. Hey, where are Tita and Ren? They returned just before you did. I believe they're enjoying the spoils of a hard-fought shopping campaign on the second floor. Sounds like they had fun. Anyway, we've got a lot to report. Yes, please. Genau, und jetzt erzählen wir denen alles, aber wie gesagt, am Ende des Tages sind es alles Vermutungen, nichts wirklich Handfestes. Ich verstehe nicht, warum die alle sagen, not bad. Das ist auch nicht gut. Since you guys learned a lot. I guess we didn't get anything decisive though. Agatha, did you find anything? Honestly, I got jack all. The hotel, the cathedral, the airship company, nobody had a single friggin' clue of who could have sent the letters. The head guy at the airship company was sweating quarters that a demand for money might come in next, but at this point, not so much as another peep. Damn, doesn't really narrow things down much. How likely do you think it is the societies behind all this? I don't think we can safely say that at this point, their primary focus up till now has been experimenting with those bizarre gospel ointments they possess. And we know the Gospels can create phenomena otherwise unimaginable. Those devices certainly haven't shown an ability to create threatening letters from nowhere, however. Yeah, this doesn't really seem like it matches the society's MO. Huh, I guess Rune and Zaze just have me on the edge. No, it's perfectly understandable. Regardless, I think we can safely say we've done our part. I'll compile all your testimonies into a report. Could I ask you to deliver it to Colonel Sid at the Sure. We didn't find the sender in the end, so I feel kinda bad, but I guess it's all we can do. Oh, right. Agatha, did you find anything out about Ren? I did actually, wait, let me start over. I went to the hotel first. The kid and her folks stayed there for about 2 weeks. Same room the entire stay. Typical tourist stuff. They just ich hab's heute wieder mit dem Reden, ne? They just checked out this morning. Okay. Then I went to the cathedral. While they were here, the Hayworths came to worship a bunch of times. Thing is, the priest who attended them said they felt off when they did. Like they were distracted during prayer or something. That would match what Miss Hilda said. Yeah. And then at the airships company, that's where I found Zip. Wait, what? Harold, Sophia and Ren Hayworth of Crossbow, right? There have been exactly 0 passengers by that name and nationality coming through here for at least half a year. No way, but that is a mystery. Though perhaps they traveled by land? Nee. Wait a minute, that can't be right. When we first met here, she was talking about landing in an airship. Right, at Air Latin. She said she saw a big lake on the way down. Huh, troubling. It's possible they were traveling under assumed names. Assumed names? Why would they? They may have had something to hide, or they may have been hiding from someone. Oh Gott, ich lesen heute, Leute, es tut mir leid. Aber ihr bekommt schon ein Bild, irgendwas in dieser ganzen Situation zwischen Ren und ihren Eltern, irgendwas ist fishy. Erst, die Eltern benehmen sich komisch, sie sind offiziell niemals hier eingereist, also irgendwas stimmt da nicht. I've contacted every guild branch in the country about Ren's parents. For the moment, all we can do is wait for more information to come in. As for Ren herself, I think it would be best if she stayed in the care of the guild for now. Yeah, I'd feel terrible if she got wrapped up in something. Could you leave her with me, maybe? This mission kind of feels personal now. I was going to suggest that actually, thank you. The guild will pay for everyone's lodgings while you're in Groundsel naturally. That includes rent, so don't worry. Thanks, Alan. Oh wait, speaking of staying the night, we might not actually need that tonight, you see. Genau, und jetzt, Schluss. Man, that's quite an invitation. Yeah, and I think I'll pass. The castle's a bit too rich for my blood. I'm not really keen on staying there. Besides, it'll be easier for Alan to reach on one of us at the hotel if something happens. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. We might hear something about Ren's parents. I guess I should stay at the hotel too then. Sorry, Chloe. Ah, no, don't worry. I'll explain the situation to Hilda. I'm sure she won't mind. Zin and I are to stay at our respective embassies. The princess shall retire to her castle naturally. So that means you two and the girls will be staying at the hotel then? Huh. Parting on these terms would be dreadfully dull. Since we're all together this evening, shall we enjoy a nice dinner at the bar? Good idea. And you know, I'd actually like to hear you play the piano again, Olivia. It's been a while. Oh, jetzt hat sie ihn glücklich gemacht. Er ist happy. Er ist happy. I'm going to snap those heartstrings if you keep it up. Snapping or no, we should get going. With a group this large, it could be hard to find seating. Alright, let's gather up the kids and get on over to the bar. Alles klar, genau. Und jetzt haben wir noch ein... Olivia spielt Piano, alle haben zusammen gegessen und alle haben eine schöne Zeit gehabt und es ist Nacht geworden. Und wie man weiß, kommen nachts die Geister. Nein, eigentlich geht man nur ins Hotel zum Schlafen. Komisch, dass jetzt die Schatten fehlen, ne? Normalerweise sind sie da. Okay, let's split up here then. Chloe, be careful on your way home. It's not that far. I think I'll be fine in the capital. Huh, Miss Chloe, you live in Groundsel? Yes, I do. I'll be staying at my grandmother's house. Well, if you pardon me. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Good night, Chloe. Bye-bye, Chloe. Okay. Well, that was one heck of a party. Olivia even dragged poor Mueller into it. Yeah, well, you called up that reporter too, you know? Well, I figured what the heck. Ren, did you have fun? Yeah, I did. The food was good and everyone was talking about neat stuff. The piano music was really pretty too. Yeah, Olivier is really good at it. I was kinda surprised. Well, he's not all hot air when he calls himself a traveling performer, I guess. Sure you want to duck out already, Agatha? Zin and the others are still having a lot of fun. Yeah, honestly, if I tried keeping up with Zin, I might not have a liver in the morning. Plus, I'm kinda beat from trolling in the city all over today, so I'm just gonna pack it in. Fair enough. Let's go get our hotel rooms then. Und es geht in the hotel. Pardon, are you the braces and the company we are expecting? Forgive me, but we're unable to secure a 4-person room for you. Would you be willing to accept a pair of 2-person rooms? Oh, sure. How do you want to split them up, Agatha? I don't care too much. Set it up however you want. I want to be with Miss Estelle. You've been busy with work, so we haven't had any time to talk at all. No fair, Ren. I wanted to be with Estelle too. Then you should have said so sooner, Slowpoke. I know. What if all 3 of us stayed in the same room? We could share bed. No, that's okay. I'll let you borrow Estelle for tonight, Ren. Thank you, Tita. I think I just got horse traded. Then I'll be with you, kiddo. This reminds me of when we were hiding out with Gramps. Now that you mention it, yeah, it does. Oh wow, this room isn't like the one I stayed in with Papa and Mama. This is a big building outside the window. Oh. Und jetzt erinnert sie sich wieder an die Zeit zurück, wo Joshua dabei war. Es ist eine Folge, wo ich wirklich viel lesen muss und wo ich gar nicht dazu komme, viel zu erklären oder viel zu erzählen. Ist aber auch immer ganz schön, ne? Mrs. Estelle, what's wrong? Nothing really. More importantly, I'm sorry, Ren. We couldn't find your Papa or Mama today. It's okay. Papa and Mama promised they'd come get me. You don't need to search so hard, but Papa and Mama are very good at hide and seek. Not as good as me, of course, but still good, so I don't think you'll find them very easily. Is that right? Well, I won't try so hard to find them, but only if you're okay with it. Yeah, it's okay, it's for the best, but never mind that right now. I have 2 big favors to ask of you. Oh, what's up? I can't tell you unless you promise to do them ahead of time. Yikes, did your papa teach you to drive a boring like that? Okay, sure, if it's something I can do, I promise I will. Really? Yeah, the first thing is, can I call you Estelle from now on? Call me? You mean drop the whole Miss part? Yeah, Tita gets call you Estelle all the time, so I don't want have to call you Miss Estelle. Is that right? Alright, I don't mind. I've never stood that much on formality anyway. It's not like I'm your teacher or anything. Sorry, you really don't mind? Estelle. Oh, I love it. I'm glad you like it. Call me Estelle as much as you wanted, Ren. Okay, Estelle, that makes me happy. Oh, that's good. So what's the other thing, Ren? Oh yeah, well, can you tell me why you weren't so surprised when we came in the room? Ah, you had this really sad, lonely look on your face. I want to know why. Is that okay? Yeah, it's okay. See, I've actually stayed in this very room before with someone else. Stepping in here just reminded me of him. Really? Was it your lover? Was this your love nest? Not quite. He's someone I've known for a really long time and we've gotten very close, but, well, it's complicated. We're not together right now, though. Oh, well, what kind of man is he, huh? What's his name? What does he look like? Yikes questions. His name is Joshua. He has black hair and amber eyes, and he's pretty handsome, I guess. Actually, you'd really call him more beautiful than handsome, really. Beautiful? Yeah, let's just say he made a great princess in a certain play. In fact, it looked amazing on him. Oh, that sounds fun. Can I meet him? When are you seeing him again, huh? I don't really know, actually. Oh, you don't know when you'll see him again, that's why you looked sad, right? Sort of, but I'm okay. I'm going to find him and drag him back home, even if it takes years. But why did you seem so sad? Well, because I'm sure Joshua's off somewhere and way over his head, and I can't do anything to help him. That makes me sad, I guess. Sorry, Ren. This must be pretty boring since you don't know Joshua at all. No way, it's neat. Joshua was a really wonderful person, huh? Wonderful? Actually, right now I think he's a bit of a jerk. I mean, talk about selfish ways of saying goodbye, taking my first what? Nothing at all. Okay, I'm all tired, time to go sleep. Hey, not fair. I'm not going to sleep until I'm here the whole thing. Boy, I messed that one up. Und jetzt muss sie die ganze Nacht ihr erzählen. Hahaha. Genau, und dann schläft sie irgendwann ein und sie schlafen und sie schlafen. Und wir bekommen einen Blick zu den verlassenen Minen. Wo sind die denn nochmal? Ha. Bingo. Bingo indeed. Looks like we found that trail. So they're using the Revenue Mine. Ah, in Revenue, das ist in der Bose-Region. Und da haben wir Sherazad, die jetzt anstatt Agathis mit Annalise zusammen unterwegs ist. Das ist interessant, weil ich glaube, das wäre normalerweise umgekehrt, aber ich habe es halt noch nie ausprobiert, weil ich es immer spannender finde, Agathe mitzunehmen. So they're using the Revenue Mine, huh? Just what I expect of Richard's men. This is an excellent hiding place. This is where those sky bandits kept that ship they hijacked, right? That's right. Estelle and I fought the bandits in a large exposed central hollow area somewhat further ahead. Nice big open space, huh? I bet our guys are in the same spot. So, what do you think? Go in for the heroic charge now or... Well, we've no time to contact the army, but no heroics right away, Annalise. First we need to sneak in and see just how large a force they have. Come on. Right behind you. Dim, 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 dim. Okay. So groß sieht's gar nicht aus, ne? That's odd. This is where they've been hiding as we thought, but I don't see any trace of anyone. Yeah, we totally tracked them here. So where'd all those intelligence weirdos go? Did they notice us? I didn't think we... Well, let's have a look around, huh? Okay, irgendwas hier ist sus. No good. This place is an empty shell. Do you see anything, Shira? I'm drawing a blank. They were here, but it's impossible to tell if they're just out or if they abandoned this base. I don't even see any clues as to where they might have gone. About that, I didn't find any mention of where they were going, but I did find this over in that tent. Really? Mind if I take a look? Okay, was hat sie denn gefunden? Ein Buch. Das Orgielle. Oh, these are blueprints of some sort. Looks like it's for something named the Orgueille, würde ich sagen, ne? Unless I'm a total illiterate, these are the plans of a vehicle of some sort. Oh, ich weiß nicht, wie man es ausspricht. That sounds cool. What is it? Some kind of airship? Well, I'm not exactly an engineer, but I don't think so. Those look like... Huh? What's wrong? There's a note in between the pages. I've sent out the invitations. I've got the table and chairs ready. Everything's ready for the tea party. Erinnert euch das so ein bisschen an Alice im Wunderland? Now all that I need is to bake some crumpets and wait for the guests to arrive. Oh, tea party, that's really cute. It's like something out of a storybook. Yes, which must mean it's a cipher of some sort. What do they mean by tea party, I wonder? Watch out! Und da sind sie eben doch. It was a trap! It's a trap! No way, how'd they sneak up on us? Goodness, that was a fair bit of sneaking, friends. I take it that's another trick our good friend Lawrence taught you. Okay. Shira, I know something here isn't right. Alright, we'll feint to one side, break on one corner of the triangle and clean up the rest. Can you do it? Just say when. Alright, go, go! Darf ich jetzt kämpfen? Ja, Tatsache. Geil. Aber ich bin ja völlig überlevelt, das heißt... Easy! Ja, bla 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 bla. Zack. Und wir machen den... Weil ich weiß gar nicht, ob man den sonst mal sieht. Komm, Annalise, zeig uns dein Special Craft. Dingens. Overkill, aber richtig so. Ja, du bist invincible, das ist richtig so. Doch ich glaube, zum Schluss könnt ihr mal sehen, wenn alle zusammen sind. That was... We have defeated them, but something is terribly wrong here. Do you think they were on drugs or something? I remember hearing they used something like that to control some thugs in Ruin, I think. Yes, that was one of the cases Estelle solved, but this wasn't like what she described. This was like trying to whip a tree. Ha, what great fun. You two aren't half bad, Yari. What a treat. Wer ist denn da? You. Ha. I am Enforcer Number 0, Campanella the Fool. Der wird noch sehr wichtig, das kann ich euch schon mal versprechen. I am but one hand of the Society of Ouroboros. Finally decided to step out of the shadows, have we? What exactly are you plotting here, boy? Where have the former intelligence men gone? Answer me. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm a little more than an observer this time. Sag mal, fehlt das Modell gerade? Ist das ein Fehler? Ich glaube, er müsste da stehen eigentlich, ne? You're asking the wrong person if you want details about the plan. In fact, I barely know them myself. An observer? Anyway, if you want to attend the tea party, you'd better hurry. I'm not quite sure where it's being held, but it isn't here. Or shall we share some coffee instead and enjoy the dawn together? Ich glaube, das ist ein Grafikfehler. Kid, you look pretty young. Are you really part of the society? I don't mean to be insulting or anything, but you might want to get away from them. They're bad people. You're very kind, miss. But you know, it's okay to laugh at a fool. That's what he's there for. But worrying about the fool? No, that's quite rude. Huh? What? How? But they were unconscious. Your braces really are naive. Also, ich glaube, da sollte eigentlich ein Character Model stehen, aber es fehlt. Das ist ein Bug offensichtlich. If you really want to defeat someone, you have to break them into pieces like so. Alter. What the hell? What have you... that's... How could you? Did I surprise you? It's so easy to break even a well-made toy, isn't it? But I'm afraid that's the end of the fool's show for tonight. Ja, also da sollte eigentlich Campanella stehen. Farewell. Hopefully I can give you an encore someday. Aber vielleicht ist es auch einfach unsichtbar. Es gibt solche Ordnungen später. Wait, get back. Und weg ist er. Und jetzt ist er auch wirklich weg. Shira, am I know, honey. At least it was a quick death. I hope they didn't feel anything. We still can't simply leave them like this, though. It'd be barbaric, even more so than what happened. Anyways, try to find some sheets, alright? I'll handle the rest. Right. What? Ich wollte gerade sagen, das sind doch keine Menschen. What on... Shira, I think this arm is fake. But that... Gears, springs, and what looks like quartz fragments? Can hardly believe it, but these are... archaisms. Orbital machines capable of independent action. Kevin! Huh? Father Kevin, what are you doing here? She remembers me. There's hope for my love life yet. But since the little lady over there doesn't know me, I'm Kevin Graham of the Septian Church. Anyway, you're Sherazade Harvey. Come, blah blah blah. I don't suppose you'd be for swapping some stories, would you? Und West Bowes Highway. Was haben sie denn vor? Das ist jetzt aber auch Zwischensequenz nach Zwischensequenz nach Zwischensequenz. Don! Kyle. Okay. Ich kürze das jetzt mal wieder ab. Ich finde, jetzt gerade wird es ein bisschen viel. Und die Kapur-Familie ist da. Okay. Joshua ist da, natürlich. Und puff, puff, puff. Auch hier, Archaisms. Okay. Okay, we defeated them, bla 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 bla, bla 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 bla, bla 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 bla. Bla 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 bla. Also, sie jagen immer noch die Society, they've probably gone out of the Tea Party. Sie sind auch auf der Tea Party, okay. Alle wissen von der Tea Party, nur unsere Truppe nicht. Das ist ein bisschen gemein, weil ich glaube, sie ist da. Das heißt, ich weiß, sie ist bei uns. We're taking care of these freaking puppets. We can just leave the rest. Bla 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 bla. Sorry, didn't mean. No, you didn't. Bla bla bla. Okay. Ja. Genau. Jetzt geben wir noch den Report ab. Ich kürze das gerade mal ein bisschen ab, weil jetzt inhaltlich auch gar nicht so viel passiert. This report is very thorough. Thank you very much. Bla 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 bla. I'm still kind of muffled. Wir sind super traurig. Wir haben nichts gefunden. Good to hear. Bla 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 bla. We'll be using the villa as a patrol. Genau, die werden jetzt einfach verstärkt patrouillieren. Und wir haben es geschafft. Wir haben diesen Nuts Nothing to do. Wait. Genau, und wir sagen jetzt halt, ey, wir können halt nichts mehr machen. Wir warten jetzt ab. Und bla 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 bla. Sir, excuse me. Don't worry, these people can be trusted very well. We've received a phone transmission from headquarters at Leiston. Remnants of the intelligence division have been sighted at the Bösen. Okay, what? No way. I'm afraid we don't have all the details on the confrontation. However, General Bright has ordered all army stations. Es wurden halt die Verdächtigen gesehen. Und zwar, vielleicht hat Queen Alicia doch recht. Und es sind doch die Leute, die von der Splittergruppe ist. So, ich habe jetzt einfach ein bisschen abgekürzt, weil mein Hals tut weh. So ist es nämlich. Und es ist jetzt inhaltlich auch nicht mehr so viel passiert. Joshua jagt ebenfalls die Verdächtigen. Shira und Annalise haben uns Hinweise geliefert, dass es wahrscheinlich doch die Splittergruppe sein könnte. Und sie wurden hier gesichtet. Das heißt, wir haben jetzt genug Infos, um uns bei Ellen zu melden und der Sache auf den Grund zu gehen. Aber das ist etwas für die nächste Folge. Bis dahin, danke fürs Vorbeischauen, fürs Zuhören, fürs Dabeisein und bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss!